Welcome back to Go Again Gaming. Welcome back to the league that means nothing too, where the stakes are even lower. I'm Ian.
And I'm Connor. We are here to bring you a very exciting game between Bill LePage of the Spike
I
Feeders.
believe it's pronounced Lepage.
LePage, okay, well, sorry, Bill.
We're not sorry.
And um, Ian.
Kenderline.
Yeah, I'll
Kenderline?
leave you handle
Yeah,
surname pronunciation. You're clearly
sure.
the resident expert.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is our only Zen in the league.
Filthy meta chaser.
Yeah. Bill is pulling a lot of weight for the boogeyman of the format at the moment.
Yeah. And he's facing against a Rhinar who, as we both know, Rhinar's intimidate text is going to make sure Bill doesn't make a mistake by blocking.
Yeah. Zen is not going to be planning on blocking against Rhinar a whole lot, other than with his very powerful pieces of equipment that just functionally draw cards and make his turn stronger. So yeah, this could be a rough one potentially for Reiner. I would say Zen definitely has the edge. Reiner has always struggled somewhat into the ninja decks that are cool with not blocking.
Yeah,
It's like, oh, you
absolutely.
intimidated a random card. Who
I
cares? I wasn't going to block with it anyway.
I personally played against a Rhinar in Worlds last year, and I was on five. And he's like, "Oh, sick." I was like, "Yeah, thank you for making sure I don't make any errors."
Yeah. Like, what did you think I was going to do? Block?
Yeah,
This isn't the kind of game we're playing.
yeah, I'm not blocking for two. Uh, so yes, some commentary live from Pro Tour Amsterdam.
Somewhat live. We are in Amsterdam and we are live as we're recording this, but you'll be seeing it in a few days.
Yeah, our live studio audience is pissed off into Amsterdam.
Yeah. They're out about exploring. We're
Anyway,
busy on the grind.
with that, we're going to throw you over to the gameplay.
All right, it looks like we are getting ready to kick off. We've got graded Rhinar surrounded by white border mandible claws. If that is not the most brute pilled board setup you've ever seen, I don't know what is.
Graded skull as well. So
Yeah,
this is going to be an interesting one, and obviously Bill with the extended art Kasaya starting off pitching
levels by the looks of it to send over Tiger Taming Kikara.
solid
Over for
start.
two.
Very unusual, but I think Bill's list is very tiger focused.
Ah, okay.
We've
That's
got
pretty cool.
quick block into a 0 for 3 no go again.
Yeah.
Just got to get those combo cards out, get them
Yeah.
played.
Get them into the graveyard, have some targets for bonds and
I don't even think he's on bonds.
oh wow. All right. Well,
No, Bill's cool. No, none of this
this meta combo nonsense.
spike feeder.
The yeah, I mean, listen, Aspect of Tiger Body is an excellent bonds target if they're in there. But otherwise it making the tiger coming over as a head jab, it's just a very powerful card.
Yeah, obviously correctly. I don't know whether he won the die roll or not, but correctly choosing to go first and not
Yeah,
just
yeah.
eat 12 damage on turn one.
Yeah, exactly. That intimidate text actually is relevant on turn one because you do actually want to block.
Any experience with that, Connor?
Yeah, somewhat, a little bit. I've started games on 20 something, a couple times maybe.
Just the once. Barraging beatdown. Speaking of intimidate, here we go. Nice yellow barraging beatdown. Intimidate a card from your hand. If you don't block with 2 cards, we get a +3.
Yeah. Something tells me the +3 might happen. I'd
Something
be
tells me
surprised
that's
if it
it.
didn't.
I'd be very surprised if Bill picks his hand up at all here. I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever, dog.
So we have chosen the card at random using the nice little dice tower Ian's got over there.
Yeah,
Oh, an Alpha Rampage.
yeah,
Well,
dog.
Bill's not going to have much of a say, I don't think.
Discarding a
Ooh,
beast with it.
discard a beast then very nice.
What card am I keeping?
It is another Alpha Rampage by the looks of it.
This is fine.
I mean, listen, it's a pretty good Arsenal target. There's definitely
Yeah,
some whiffs in Rhinar. That's one of the better ones to be sticking in there.
that's true. We've seen like two high rollers blocked with a barraging beatdown for
Yeah, like Rhinar has to run some pretty poor cards that you wouldn't really want in your arsenal. We're randomly picking some more cards to intimidate. Picking a card to keep. Yeah, that makes more sense.
yeah. So
I'm
this
not
is
versed in the ways of Rhinar.
slightly more than 9.
This is what,
12.
12? Yeah, 12. 12, assuming that Bill can't somehow put 2 actual cards in front of this. If he's a D-react in Arsenal, maybe.
Tiger Eye Reflex. It's coming.
Yeah. Here comes the ambush.
All right, let's see what happens here.
I have a feeling it might end with Bill taking 12.
Zen on a 5 card hand is pretty scary. That's kind of one of the downsides of Rhinar, is that yes, you push through a lot of damage, but you don't throw a lot of disruption with it. And when you just take cards out of their hand, you're
They're replenished
yeah,
later.
you're just putting them on layaway.
Yeah, you're making sure that those cards are played rather than blocked with.
Yep. And
Looks
it's a
like
nice
there might have been a
ow.
little mistake on the life totals, but
Yeah,
we'll see how much that comes to
yeah,
bear.
just 1 point of damage difference there, I think.
Hmm. Well, now Ian has to deal with the consequences of his intimidation, and Bill's got a full grip to send back here. Now, Zen, while a very, very powerful deck, there's
That's a good start.
sometimes whiffs. Now that's not one of
No,
them.
that's a good start.
Yeah, it's a very good start.
Now we transcend with the sacred art.
Yeah, yeah. Then we're really cooking. Sacred art,
Jade Tiger Die.
comma Zen. Yeah, yeah. Who's got time for all those other words and syllables?
We're
There's
going
one for
to
Zen, there's one for Enigma, there's one for New. You just call them that.
Tooth and Claw.
Here we
Revealing
go.
a tiger.
Revealing a tiger. So we have a 0 for 4 go again.
Looking at that hand, would it have been an idea to block with Stride and just be like, yeah,
Have the second tiger for the tooth and claw. Maybe. It probably depends somewhat on what Bill's ultimate list looks like. You know, if he is on the Roar of the Tigers, he might be saving the strides until he can get some sort of double or triple tiger turn going and really starting to go wide. It's also like Tooth and Claw is still a good card if you have 0 for 4 go again,
that's true.
whereas something like Chase the Tail can be tough if you only have the one tiger. You
That's
know,
true.
it's harder. You just get the 1 for 4, whereas at least it's still a 0 for 4
Tiger for one.
with go again. Yeah, tiger coming over for 1.
And like Rhinar is pretty happy to block. A lot of his cards block 3.
Yeah, and I mean with recent additions to the Brute Suite, they have a huge armor.
Oh, Maul. Let's go.
Nice.
+3, make 2 tigers.
Bill really making use of the yellow cards that other Zen players seem to have left on the chopping block.
I mean, Maul's a good card.
Maul is a good card. I really like it.
Won me 2 games at Nationals. Pack 3,
Very
pick
good.
5.
And
Let's
what
go.
format was that again that you were playing Maul in?
Draft.
Yeah, exactly. It's terrifying in draft. There's no real way to see it coming.
Yeah.
We got a pouncing key coming over for 4 go again. Bill seems to be a fan of that old number. 4 go again on
Like-
3 block cards.
Like
It's all
a
pretty powerful
true
stuff.
ninja player.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we're really looking for here is tiger, tiger, tiger swipe, tiger, tiger, tiger.
Yeah. Tiger, 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 tiger.
Again, Rhinar is pretty happy to block these numbers. Like you've got a great fridge. You've always had good fridge in Brute. It's gotten a lot better recently, but you've always had decent armor. And then I imagine the goal here for Rhinar is to keep at least 2 cards in hand so that he can play the Alpha Rampage.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Tiger.
Tiger, this one should be for 2, I believe,
Yep.
with the Shuko.
Don't even
Bill's
think
Bill's
about
on top of
don't even think about playing that Oasis Respite.
it. Ooh, that all you got coming
All
out.
you got.
Well, that'll be a free card for him to chuck away to his Alpha Rampage once he gets it back.
Yeah. We get a redraw.
Unless
Here.
there's a second mall. Here comes the second mall.
Then it's tiger, tiger, tiger.
Yeah. Then we're tigering off.
All right, another tiger. Here a
Just
tiger,
another
there a
one coming
tiger,
over
and
for one.
another baby tiger.
Yeah. Tigers all over the place.
Cool. And we taken the one there and finish with
Uh,
biting,
Fighting
breeze.
Breeze. Okay.
If it hits,
Well, I mean, listen, this is a relevant on hit. It's 3 on hit 4 basically.
yeah, block
Oh,
3
this could be the fabled third 0 for 4 that Bill has sent this turn with go again.
damn. Really giving me some Briar flashbacks. 0 for 4, 0 for 4, 0 for 4.
Yeah, the difference is that for you they're like a positive, like a nostalgic flashback, whereas for me it's PTSD.
Rosetta. Rosetta. All right.
It
Let's see.
looks like he's taken it, so that is the
Yeah,
another 0 for 4 coming over from Bill. So the numbers here have been excellent. But I mean,
yeah.
ultimately, looking at the product of the turn, as much as Bill played 15 cards, he didn't deal that much more damage
Yeah.
than Reiner managed to leak through. Admittedly,
Listen,
though, he chunked through the armor.
the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster.
So that all you got's going to draw a card here, and that leaves 3 cards in hand and 1 arsenal. So we might be seeing something a little more tricksy than just the Alpha Rampage coming out here. That or he's got 2 cards he'd be happy arsenaling after discarding one.
Wrecker Rump.
Yeah, the best Arsenal target, truly. Blue Wrecker Hump.
Like magnetically, surgically grafted to be the top of your deck
Whenever
whenever.
I trust it, whenever I trust the deck to give me
Oh,
an
Bear
Arsenal
Fangs.
card.
What's the
What's the
worst
worst that
card?
could happen? It's exactly blue Wrecker Up. It's always exactly blue Wrecker Up. Savage Feast was the big one. Okay, we are seeing the Alpha Rampage come out here.
Yeah, pitch.
So
Oh, yeah,
okay, with a
pitching.
little light on resources. So it's a that all you got and a Show No Mercy getting pitched and an Agile Wind Up getting dumped for the discard.
I don't know, man. Would you have maybe used oh, because he obviously didn't close the combat chain. He must have drawn that
He
all you
might have
got.
drawn that all you got. I would maybe consider though, potentially sending Show No Mercy discard Agile Wind Up,
Yeah.
and then keep the Alpha Rampage in Arsenal. But I am not a well versed Rhinar player. I don't know how good Alpha Rampage really is in Arsenal, and using an agility plus Alpha Rampage could be pretty tough. It's demanding a lot of
Yeah.
cards.
Bill doing the classic ninja thing of picking up his cards and being like, which one of these am I not blocking with?
Maybe one day we will see Bill put a card in front. Oh, the
Oh,
stride's coming out, so maybe there is an Art of War or a Chase the Tail or something similar going on in
fine. That
Bill's
is
hand.
a fair and balanced interaction. What are you telling me about?
Yeah, no, it basically says block one, draw a card. Now, it's kind of a shit card, but it really doesn't matter if you can get rid of it with Art of War or if you just make it a 0 for 3 with something like Chase the Tail.
Not to mention we've just seen Tooth and Claw, so
Yeah, exactly. There's more afoot here. The Tigers are definitely not to be underestimated. It's functionally similar in power to just drawing a card.
yeah. And we have an awful lot of obviously playing around Fleshbag is going to be a big thing. There's another
Yeah.
Levels of
And
Enlightenment being pitched.
the more tigers you stick in your hand, the harder it is for that flashback to get value. We're seeing a blue tiger form incantation here. I'm sure there's nothing bad that could happen after Zen has played
Absolutely.
this blue, right? We're seeing another roar of the tiger here, adding another tiger to hand. So Bill's got what, 3 in hand now?
Yes.
And
So
we could still potentially see a transcend that could see a 4th tiger.
and that Fleshbag is looking bad.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be it's always very difficult to get flashback value against Zen because they can just conserve the Tigers, and it seems like Bill is even more on that game plan. So yeah, he's just really putting a lot of fodder in the way of that flashback, trying to make sure that it's tougher to get its value.
Yeah, yeah. And like Kakara is just free value here.
Yeah,
Like you're really rolling the dice if you try and Fleshbag on a turn like this. Like it's not
yeah,
really
no,
doing you any
100%.
favors.
The sequencing here is a little bit of an interesting one, where I think now he's going to end up sending a Tiger over for 3, which is like a nice clean block.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I will happily trade a not real card for a real card.
Yeah, that's fair, but I mean, you could see.
Never
Ah, okay,
mind.
I get a little more now. Then
Tooth and Claw. Reveal three
reveal
tiger.
all of the tigers,
Yeah.
every one of them.
Just draw a card.
Yeah,
0 for 5, go again, draw a card.
yeah, it's pretty decent.
Yeah, that looks like with a few gestures there, that is exactly what Bill was explaining.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now,
And
what?
not even on hit draw card. It's just straight up draw card. 0 for 5, go again, draw card.
Yeah,
And that flashback is looking even tougher.
absolutely. Oh, can you snipe the one real card out of my hand?
Yeah, that does mean unless Bill is a lucky boy and drew a transcend card off the top, then we may not see
I
a
was just,
transcend and another tiger there.
I was just thinking,
Ooh,
what is the worst possible for Ian right here? And it is definitely a transcend instant, but that is
yeah.
not what we're seeing.
Well, We have a 25% chance to hit a real card here.
Well, you see, you take that 25% chance.
Two. I'd imagine that
That's a
doesn't
tiger.
represent. Yeah, that's a tiger. Crazy. The
This,
odds were against Ian there for sure.
yeah. All right, let's see what follows. We've got the 5 coming in, blocking 3, blocking 2, taking 3. Ugh, that was a tough turn to flashback. Like, you never want to flashback if you're not guaranteeing to like cause some card disadvantage,
Yeah,
or you don't mind flashbacking if it just represents being in the game.
yeah, of course. Whereas I think there was potentially a little bit more room to maneuver here before we pulled the trigger on this one.
Yeah, and we've got a tiger for 3. Yeah.
So in the end, yeah, Ian chooses not to go for the clean
Oh
block that
wait,
I was worried about.
thinking, thinking,
I'd say, given that Ian ripped the flashback here, I'd imagine there may be a card named Bloodrush Bellow or something similar going on his side of the table
yeah.
because it looks like he is happy enough to eat the damage here. So I'm expecting something powerful.
And Bill is Arsenal.
Okay, well we end up with the IP penalty anyway.
Oh, that's rough because you don't. You're just gonna keep a tiger in your hand.
Yeah, it's interesting that it's the tiger that's potentially staying in hand. I don't know, maybe he hasn't caught that it's coming back off
Oh,
intimidate.
he has. Yeah, there we go.
Interesting.
Bill's a judge. I would hope he is very good.
Well, if he's such a knowledgeable judge, he should know that his tigers
Ah,
should be in the
yeah.
same color
Blood
sleeves.
rush, pitch a blood rush.
Yeah, this is as foretold.
No, that's a magic card.
That'll probably be a flesh and blood card at some point. There's loads of shared names.
Stone
We've
Rain.
got Beast Within, Stone Rain, the new one.
No, Stone Rain is an Azalea card. Spelled
Yeah.
by as
That's
from Your
yeah,
Brain
no,
Gaming.
yeah.
Right.
Okay, we're
That dice tower is
intimidating.
working overtime.
Yeah. So four
Right.
looks like it's the end one
So not
there.
the tiger.
Yeah.
All right. Blood
I was
rush.
ascend packing discarded, drawing 2 cards, one floating. I'm sure Ian is hoping for some blues here to get in a bit of claw action.
Now, my experience of playing Rhinar has been pretty varied, and sometimes you can draw stone
Looks like that's a
nuts hands.
smashback alehorn. I think it's a blue anyway.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see the claw come out for 5 here.
And sometimes you play the old blood rush and you go, cool, a bunch of non-attacks. I
Yeah,
claw you twice pass.
well, at least most of the non-attacks are blue, and even just doing Blood Rush, Claw. It's not what you want to do with your Blood Rush, but it's definitely not the worst. I would nearly say if you just ended up with a bunch of reds, that's a worst
Yeah.
case scenario, you know?
Bill Snap taking 5 anyway.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, the dynamics of this, because Bill has actually been doing some pretty powerful things, but one thing that he has yet to do is transcend,
Yeah.
which means his helmet is kind of offline. You obviously don't want to block with it before you've transcended. So I'm sure he's hoping to do that soon before this one closes out, because we're rapidly approaching the sort of territory where intimidate does start to matter again, because it might just get you killed.
Yeah, like, as a guy who's been playing an awful lot of KO, one of the things I look for in my Zen opponent is not transcending.
Yeah, no, it's so key to the function of the deck. Like your hero doesn't have text without transcending. It
You
really is that
just,
simple. Now, don't get me wrong. That is no slight on Zen's power level as a hero because Zen is pretty busted when his hero text is online. But if you just never get it online, it's a rough time.
yeah,
So second claw also being eaten here, and it looks like
crack sash,
ooh, never mind. I was about to say it looks like that might be it, but the sash is getting popped into a send
send
packing.
packing.
And Bill might be regretting putting that real card in Arsenal as opposed to that tiger right about now.
Depends on how good that real card is.
Yeah, well, we're about to find out.
Yeah,
Ian just explaining.
stop, you're throwing me off. Yeah, banishing that Arsenal face up. You got to block 8 if you want to keep it. Face up.
Face up, Bill. Show
Face
us.
up, Bill.
Show us, Bill. Uh,
That's a harmony of the hunt.
I think that's what it was, yeah.
Um,
I think they might be trying to figure out if it's face up or face down. It's banished face up. It's in brackets at the
Yeah,
end. We'll get there, I'm sure.
we got this. You got this. Chet, chet,
Okay.
chet.
Well, I have a feeling it might end up staying banished anyway, unless Bill feels like giving some armor here. There's already a card intimidated. It would be 2 cards plus armor to cover this, and one of his cards is a tiger, so it would basically be an almost non-functional turn to cover this up, I think.
Yeah, especially because Harmony of the Hunt's a one cost.
Yeah, this is the issue. Maybe the intimidated card pays for the harmony of the hunt, but even at that point, your turn's not doing a whole lot.
There you go. Harmony, Kakara, Tiger.
Yeah, and Rhinar probably laughs at you and hits you over the head
Yeah,
again.
yeah. I'm at 18. Okay.
This is yeah, like Rhinar's at 18 here. Bill again at 11 is really getting into the territory where the intimidate's going to start mattering again because Rhinar can close games from this point. It's why he's so good at deconstructing the defensive decks and getting them killed.
Yeah. You want to play the long game? Cool.
Yeah,
You are going to have to eat damage pretty much every turn or give me your armor as soon as possible.
yeah. You just chip them down, chip them down, chip them down, and when they get to that sort of like squishy half or under life total, you just flip the switch
Yeah.
and you're just trying to actually get them dead with a big blood rush turn.
Or you get them to 2. And you're like,
Yeah. 2 and/or 4 and/or maybe 6 if you're on 3 reckless swings.
yeah, that is always a thing that has to be in the back of your head when you play against a brute.
Yeah,
2 is functionally 0 in an
yeah.
awful lot of
In
cases.
in 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 a long enough game, 2 is 0, and you never really want to roll the dice that they're just going to top deck it.
Yeah. I mean, how many games have we played where you said, well, if you draw a reckless right now, I'm dead.
I'm dead, and then
If I
you
do,
see it, and
yeah,
yeah, no, it's tough. It's tough because sometimes there is situations where you either block enough to not die to reckless and just maybe don't have a turn and probably die the turn after, or at least go into reckless range anyway, or you block enough to go into reckless range and send back something that might win you the game,
and
and
then die.
you just have to fade it.
You just like cross your fingers.
Like don't draw reckless,
Yeah.
and sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. And now, speaking of reckless range,
We're at
Bill
3.
being fairly reckless himself, going pretty close to it,
Yeah.
all the way down to 3, a whole sixth of Ian's life total.
I mean, 18 with no flashback. It's not an awful lot of pressure from Zen.
It's not unattainable, but again, the issue of Bill yet to have transcended is a
Yeah.
big deal here.
Transcending an Art of War is like really what, like if you can cobble that together, you
Hmm.
probably just win.
Yeah, it looks like Bill's pitching a blue, starting off with Kakara potentially
Nope.
here. Changed his mind, going for Tiger Form Incantation.
Make a tiger.
Yep.
So 2 tigers in hand.
Now that looks like it's another blue Tiger form, so hopefully there's a Transcend card coming
Kakara.
for Bill. Kakara doesn't indicate
I mean,
much.
if
It
you're
doesn't
Rhinar,
tell us much. We had the 2 floating.
we're blocking.
Yeah,
This hand,
blocking with a pummel.
Ian.
Maybe a resource light hand potentially.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe he just doesn't really have a super functional hand.
Yeah. Well, even if it's only 1 blue, pummel can
And there
already
we
be
go.
rough.
We're path well traveled. We got to transcend.
All right. Well, this is where alarm bells can start to ring for
Yeah,
Ian.
because Zen gets to have a fine turn, and then
Yeah.
next turn gets to have a nuts turn.
Oh, next turn. I don't know. It depends. Now, we still have the fridge. There's probably at least one more turn, but it's going to be tough if Ian gets to keep some cards here for Bill to not at least get into reckless range on the
Yeah.
following turn.
I imagine you are like looking at that 6 block of your armor if you're Bill, and being like, "Well, you're gonna have to do some heavy lifting next turn."
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like Bill's added the Tiger to his hand and is activating Zen. Having a search of the old library. It'll be interesting to see what he pulls out here.
Chase the tail.
Yeah, very much could be. He
That's my guess.
he has the one floating from
12
the
petal Kasaya.
Kasaya, and he also has the Tiger from before, so he
Yeah.
does have the prerequisites. He's actually got, I think, 3 Tigers, right? He had one from before, and now he's got one from Tiger Form and one from
Zen.
actual Zen activation. So he's lazy with Tigers. He's got an extra one.
Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it was a chase the tail. That's kind of what I expected. When you have that many tigers, it
Yeah,
is the maximum value that you can extract from
it's a
those
real
units.
power card.
That should be two.
That should
Yep,
be two.
there we
Yeah,
go. Bill is just being very methodical in.
yeah. No, it's possible we see maybe the third tiger meet an arsenal at the end of this. I would imagine,
Yeah. Uh,
just because the second tiger is going to trigger the Shuko, and then the third tiger would currently have no benefit.
yeah. And it looks like this. Yeah, chase the tail into a tiger
Hmm.
into something potentially.
Yeah, I would say Chase the Tail is probably individually the most powerful card that you can get when you're not on the Bonds package. And even if you are on the Bonds package, your best thing to banish is probably still Chase the Tail.
Yeah, like it's a good one to have just in your graveyard if you're on bonds
Yeah, exactly.
because it leads.
It's your 1 for 7 go again functionally. Now you need the second Tiger, and that's more awkward than it sounds. It can come up, but it's also not incredibly difficult to get a second Tiger as Zen.
Yeah, that's true, and obviously, like it is just one of the best banish targets in the deck. Yeah,
Yeah.
taking
So we're
one
seeing Ian ate the Chase the Tail there, and now
has
is
three
blocking
card
with some
hand.
armor. Looks like he's taking two, I believe,
Yeah,
right?
going to 11. Bill
Yeah.
is cleaning up here. I imagine we're going to see a traverse block.
Yeah, I mean, almost certainly some amount of armor block coming out this turn.
Yeah, Bill, Tiger, and Arsenal, 4 cards. And
Is
we got a
this a Scabskins
Scabs.
roll?
Hit the button.
Oh my god. That's
Uh,
a two, I think. All right,
Nothing
nothing
crazy.
changed.
Nope.
Nothing changed. We're still here. It's like Scabs was never rolled at all.
Hit the button. 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 Hit the button.
Okay, well, barraging beatdown coming down here. I'd be interested to know what the Scabs potential upside was with a red barraging in hand. Um,
Yeah,
there's
definitely.
2 cards left, right?
Unless there's a.
So
Unless it's just a claw.
I don't think I have the Rhinar expertise.
Yeah, just a claw. It might have just been a case of going like claw
Of
claw.
claw. Sure.
So this is
Yeah.
claw for 7.
Yeah.
6.
And the thing is that, like we were saying, we were kind of predicting armor block coming out here, but
Yeah,
barraging really wants you to block with not armor.
yeah. Like,
So it'll be interesting to see how Bill chooses to navigate this.
yeah.
And it's the armor.
6.
Now, it's interesting to see if he chooses to add another card here or if he runs
Sim-
the risk of reckless.
Simply don't have
Yeah.
it. I will my opponent to not have
Well, it looks like he's already searching. So I think he's going to be going into the danger zone here. But if Rhinar doesn't see that reckless swing, Rhinar is very much in the danger zone. 11 life with a what, 5 cards in hand?
it. 6. 'Cause
6 including the Tiger and Arsenal. Um
yeah,
yeah, so
there's not.
that often spells trouble, to say the least.
Everyone's favorite. Now, Bill, pick up your intimidated card. There we go.
So let's see
We'll
what
never
Bill
know
is
what was
working with.
banished to that Zen pack.
We saw it very briefly, right? It was one of the 1 costs, I think.
Potentially.
The attack. I can
Yeah.
never remember the name.
Harmony of the Hunt. One
Harmony
for
of the
3,
Hunt.
go
That's the
again.
one. It looked like that, but we'll have to ask Bill.
Yeah. Draft All Star.
Only Bill knows. He's keeping it a secret.
Yeah, let's see what's going on. He didn't want to share the tech
Yeah,
in the league,
exactly.
obviously. Right, let's see. Come on, Bill. You got all those cards.
Yeah, he's having a think. He's having a think. He's having a little think. Looks like he's pitching Harmony of the Hunt, I think,
For
for the
another.
third blue tiger form incantation.
Yeah, that's a lot of tigers.
Yep. Now, I wonder if Ian is just on the other side here, waiting with bated breath to chuck a reckless swing in front of something.
With the Zen activation.
Yep.
It's another
Another
tiger.
tiger to hand. There's a third tiger in Arsenal. I'll be impressed if Bill manages to make full use of these tigers without seeing something like a Roar of the Tiger and an Art of War or something like that. Because 2, you can use Chase the Tail, like we said, but 3 can be pretty tough to get the full
Yeah.
value out of. You can line up the Kakara in such a way that each of them has a benefit sometimes, but there's no Shuko anymore actually, so that's even harder.
Yeah, I think you can go like Tiger, Kakara, Tiger, Chase the Tail, Tiger.
Yeah, but then the first Tiger gets no benefit.
No, there's a Tiger form incantation. What are you
Ah, of
talking about?
course. Sorry, there is a Tiger Form incantation, but either way,
This
we're
guy
seeing the Kakara.
thinks he knows what's what.
So two go again from the Tiger Form incantation, and we're seeing that all you got come out. But if this turn is bigger than lethal, I'd imagine that card's not going to matter a whole lot because Ninja's not known for breaking the combat chain on a
Yeah.
regular basis.
In fact, it was not all he got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, on this chain link, it's probably all he's got.
Yeah, yeah. Please,
Please have this be all it's got. Yeah, please close the chain before playing your Tiger and getting your
Yeah.
benefit from your Kara. This should be two again, right?
Yeah. There we go.
We got there. Phil's on top of it. He's a judge. What do we know?
I'm the judge.
What do you know?
Silence. Just
Yeah, the
silence.
silence is deafening.
Right.
He knows nothing.
Yeah.
Now, importantly, for all of our exposition on it, there has been no reckless swing
No.
so far. So I'd imagine, unless Ian is being a bit cheeky and playing a little bit of a prank, that it's not over there. So Tiger came over for two, and it looks like it's Chase the Tail.
Yep.
So another four coming over here. Have to see how Ian chooses to deal with that.
Starting to think there might have been a miscount in resources here because there's two cards in the pitch zone and there is
Well, one of them is from Zen activation.
exactly, and there is four resources worth of cards on the combat chain between incantation,
Oh,
Kakara.
yeah.
Bill, you cheeky.
You cheeky sod.
You're just lucky those Canadians are so damn polite.
Yeah, I mean, there could have maybe been some confusion with transcending and getting a resource of Kasaya, but there's not even a Kasaya there anymore.
Yeah. Definitely need to pitch for this one.
Yeah,
Yeah, there has
this
been a miscount in
there's
resources.
definitely, yeah. I think the confusion might be because there is two blues in the pitch zone.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, six resources, but no, that's three resources and one Zen activation.
Very surprised Az didn't catch that one in editing. Shocked.
Mm.
Living Legends podcast. Yeah, yeah. They're all just they
Yeah,
got each
yeah,
other's
he's his
back.
underhanded assistance.
All right, Tiger for three. Ian at 9. One in hand, one in arsenal. Going to draw off that all you got.
The
Two
thing
in
is
hand for
here,
Bill.
if Ian can keep a hand that presents intimidated damage, then Bill is at two and he's actually at two now.
Yeah.
There's no more of this six armor to dodge around the fact that he's at two. He really is just at two life and has to deal with the intimidate mechanic.
Yes, that's still a tiger.
Yeah. You should know, Bill. You haven't sleeved
looking at
it.
my arsenal, being like, "Could you be a better card, please?"
Yeah. Could you be a real card right about now, please?
All right, let's see what Bill follows this up with. Tiger for 0.
Yeah, there's been a bit of a variance change for Bill. He did draw a card off that levels, so that might have changed the plans, having to give things a rethink here.
Yep. And the thing is, like, if there's another blue in Bill's hand, the extra blue would be super helpful right now for those levels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pitching a levels.
There's a levels being pitched for a mauling key. That is a powerful way to end this chain,
Yeah.
and it is going to demand at least one card from Ian here. With the combo text live, it represents 6 damage.
Yeah, and obviously we don't know what was in Bill's hand. If it was that last levels of alignment, then the resource kind of balances out this turn, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is lethal.
There's also the fact to consider that Bill should be at one now, right? With from the Alpha Rampage super early on.
I think so.
So we'll have to see if that ends up
Yeah.
mattering.
Ian is stuck in a position here as well where he has to block.
Yeah, no, like I said, it represents 6 damage, so it does have to be blocked.
So block 3, take 4, go to 2.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Block 3, take 3. You're right.
Yeah, no. Yeah. So it's block 3, take 2, and then 1.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we're good.
And then that all you got's going to trigger. I'd imagine with no cards in hand here, we're just hoping for resources to send a claw or potentially the arsenal card.
Yeah, we're really hoping here we get to claw for 4
Yeah.
because we've got a might from the bone breaker block.
Yeah. I mean, we're just hoping that we get to use the might at the very least. If anything, we're hoping that it's not claw for 4 and that there's something going
Yeah,
on in
here's
the
7.
arsenal. Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
But it
called it.
looks like it is
Nailed it.
just the claw for 4. That 1 life could be relevant here. If this is just a 3 block, take it, go to 1, then
White bordered claw.
yeah.
Let's
The
go.
white border claw deals more damage, right?
Well, like,
Psychic damage.
Bill could, and I unironically could, draw 3 transcend cards and just die.
Yeah, yeah. That is a world that we live in.
That's a
That
world
could
that
happen.
I have personally lived in. I have played
Yeah,
games
yeah.
then.
And it looks like the 3 block is coming out here.
Maul.
Bill going to 1.
I would have held on to that Maul for dear life.
Yeah, with your opponent at 3. Well, it depends. I
Tiger,
suppose he has the Tiger in Arsenal actually, so we know he
Tiger
has
for
the Tiger.
0. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah. I mean, Tiger for 0, you almost certainly have to respect them all by blocking it.
Mm.
Because, like, why else would you play it? Is that the Zen
J Tiger
Sacred Art?
Domain.
Jade
Yes.
Tiger Domain being pitched there. So there was Iron on block in hand. And the Kakara's coming over for 2 here, which all of a sudden looks significantly more relevant because Ian's a 3.
Yeah, 66% of your life total.
Yeah, yeah. It's a lot better at these lower life totals for sure. Now, it's still better for Ian that it's the Kakara rather than
Hey, he's
something
blocking with
like
your favorite breed card.
your Wrecker Romp. It looks like a pretty Wrecker Romp as well. He's showing it off.
And white bordered claws, though,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I told you, it's for the psychic damage. It's for the intimidation, Ian.
It's dealing me psychic damage.
Now, importantly, this is another turn where Rhinar has not drawn Reckless Swing. We would have to assume, given that the
Yeah.
block is coming out here
I
with
don't
a
know
6 power
how
card.
much BM do you want to lock in on the side of Ian. Biting breeze for 3.
Yeah, you have to imagine this will see a block as well, because otherwise it would represent a tiger coming over for 1.
Yeah. Now I'm starting to see why we saw the block with the Maul after all, because it might have been the only 3 block in hand.
Yeah, that's quite possible.
Yeah.
Ian just
66% of your
choosing
life
how
total.
he wants to block this.
Here's your life total.
Yeah, yeah. So the 3 blocks coming down here. You
Yeah.
have to see how Bill can use the tempo he's got.
Ah,
Bittering Thorns is a big one here.
What a card.
This is huge because if this hits, it's functional lethal off the tiger.
Yeah. You are priced now into blocking with 2 cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
This demands 2 cards because if you leak the one with the Bittering Thorns and the tiger comes over for 2,
you're blocking with that card anyway.
exactly. So
Yeah. Functionally, we're at a point where Ian has to give up the entire hand.
yeah, which is exactly what Bill needs here.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Ian just having a think, presumably coming to the same conclusion as ourselves and resigning himself to putting 2 cards in front here.
2 good cards as well.
Yeah, I mean the dream would have been sending back the swing big there, but I think Ian would have felt lucky to even send back a claw when
Tiger for
Zen
1.
has all the tempo.
There's always the argument there for just hanging on to the tiger because it could be.
Because it could represent significant synergy later.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
When your opponent is just going to pass back to you.
Yeah, yeah. You know that the hand is empty.
This was kind of an interesting game at the start, but it's become a very interesting game now.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
And we are still ultimately, as much as Bill has all the tempo in the world and looks like he has all the advantage, he is in the reckless swing threshold. So if Ian sees one, that's lights out.
yeah, it's not even like you're at 2 where a homage to ancestry or something can save you.
Yeah, no, there is no escape from reckless swing if it does come.
Oh,
And it looks like this is starting off with the Kakara pitching 2 red. So even if there is no reckless swing here, this could be a huge opportunity for Ian to come back in this game.
Told you, keep that tiger.
Yeah, could have been relevant.
But I
Humble
don't know
coming
what
out
I'm
to
talking
block.
about.
What do you know? Looks like the growl is coming over. So the tiger would have been for 2 this turn.
Into a tiger swipe. because that's
Um,
what's in the pitch zone is two tiger swipes.
okay. So, well, then it would have been Tiger for one into a Tiger Swipe because he wouldn't be able to afford the Kikara.
Oh yeah,
Or he pays with
and a
the
fluster
Fluster Fist.
fist.
Yeah.
Perfectly fine numbers.
Yeah, no, this is still, despite everything, and it being super awkward, this still takes the whole hand.
Yeah.
So it's actually fine.
Yeah, we're just in the reckless swing waiting room here.
This is the issue. This is the big problem for Bill is he needs one of these turns to actually close out the game and not just keep tempo,
Yeah,
because otherwise Reckless Swing will take him.
we desperately need some chi or transcend to really start pushing over the top.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Ideally,
even like Ian's at two. We just need to push multiple breakpoints as opposed to
one,
pushing one each time, you know?
yeah, or even somehow get five wide on a swing.
Yeah, exactly. Which is it's bread and butter for ninjas. It's an inevitability, but so is Reckless Swing. So this
Yeah,
one's just really really interesting. I can't wait to see how it finishes out.
yeah, reckless swing.
Blocking with a beast within here.
Smart.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
don't want to die to that one.
that one can get you killed, so that makes sense.
Yeah, fun story about this game actually. One of the first games of Flesh and Blood I watched was Spike Feeders playing Ninja.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah,
And here is that breakpoint that we were talking about. So this is what Bill needs to be pushing across. Very powerful card, Bittering Thorns. It'll be interesting to see if Ian chooses to disrespect it and take the one or block.
I think
It could potentially represent another breakpoint after this if you take the one, but if it was only something that was attacking for one or two, it would probably be better to take the one than to
yeah,
block it entirely.
taking the one.
And it looks like he is joining Bill on one life.
Yeah, no, if Bill has two attacks left in hand, this is game determinative because
Um,
like
well, it depends on how much they attack
it is
for, right?
definitely taking the hand. Fluster Fist for five.
Okay, so
That's two
it's
cards.
whole hand gone again, but Ian lives, assuming that there's no non-block or anything
What's a
floating
grain that
around.
tips the scale? Oh, yeah, no,
So
Arsenal
there's a
was.
six block coming out here. So 1-1, reckless swing waiting room continues.
This is the one problem with Reiner playing against Reiner is that you can get to this stage and they will just be like, "I've 12 block."
Now I'm very happy to block out until I see the reckless swing for sure.
Yeah,
But Bill has five cards now, full five actual card hand. He's just got to hope that he's drawn something that can actually function here, and there's no reckless swing.
yeah,
If that's the case, I would not be surprised if we saw Ian fall over here.
yeah. We've got a blue Harmonia Hunt for one.
Yeah,
Not a great card until your opponent's at one and you're
I was gonna
representing.
say that this is an excellent start. You're sending over lethal into Kakara for lethal into Tiger for lethal.
Yeah, and like we've just got Bill sending. Here's 100% of your life total. Here's
Yeah,
200%
another one.
for three.
Now, the second Tiger here, to be fair, is actually nowhere near as relevant as the first one, unless he's got more pumps for them.
I think it's more just this is all about going like the five chain links wide. If you
Hmm.
hit five chain links, you just win the game.
Now, if he has one floating, if there's a chase the tail over there, that would almost certainly spell lights out. And we
Yeah,
still have yet to see a
not
reckless swing.
don't play the
Yeah, don't
bouncing.
play the combo one that doesn't have go again.
Ah,
Ooh,
good night.
well, we were talking about
It's gonna be
payoffs for the Tiger, and
five. Go again, baby.
that's a big payoff. Yeah. So this one, Bill will have
Yeah, that's
just
it.
the Tigers left.
No, he has a pouncing chi.
Oh, he does. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Bill can kill
Oh, he's five card hand, of course. Yeah,
however he wants. It doesn't
yeah.
matter.
There's 6 ways till Sunday that
No, no,
that he
no.
gets got here.
Is it the reckless on top? No, 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 no,
Did he remember to put him in?
nope,
I feel
nope,
like Ian gave himself a
nope,
lot of time there, and I never saw it.
nope.
Uh,
We're really just
the
digging.
glare. We're fighting the glare here because it's hard to see exactly where
Yeah, I don't think
there.
he
But
was.
that's a reckless swing. I think about 12 cards down.
Yeah, yeah, we weren't getting there.
Yeah, no, not with the 5 card ninja hand to close things. Tends to be pretty strong way
What do
to
you think
end
of
the
that
game.
game?
Yeah, I mean it was a very good game. I am a I would have liked to see what would have become of it if the that one damage at the start hadn't been missed. Because as in a lot of Fab games, the one damage really matters. Like Bill
Absolutely.
sat on one for a long, long time, and it's one of the things that I love about this game. We've seen it in previous games we've casted. I've seen it in a lot of games I've played. The life totals just get so tight. So many games come
Absolutely.
right down to the wire,
Like,
and it really gets you nail biting. You know.
I've played a lot of card games. I've tried a lot of different card games.
Mhm.
And let me tell you, no other card game has a card like Sigil of Solace be not only playable,
Yeah.
but actively good.
No, like we've seen cards that are very similar in the likes of Magic the Gathering and other games where it's just gain some life, and they're
Yeah.
mostly left on the chopping block. But Sigil's super powerful, and these sort of games show you exactly why.
Yeah, no, very well played by both players. Ian definitely knowing when to take damage, knowing when not to take damage.
Yeah.
Really
And I think
impressive.
ultimately he was a bit unfortunate not to see a Reckless in the amount of time that he gave himself to see one there.
Yeah.
But that's just how the cookie crumbles. I'd be interested to know what his Arsenal card was, because it was something that he couldn't send over with one card, because we saw him send the
I
claw.
imagine it was a as an
A
additional
discard as
cost.
additional cost. A Rhinar card.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also known as a Rhinar card, also known
yeah.
as like a brute card that I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. You only play the good brute cards. He's
They don't
he's
block.
boring.
They don't block. Um,
But
yeah,
yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot left to say on that one. Well done to Bill. Congratulations.
yeah. Commiserations to Ian. That was a really well played game.
You
Um,
really enjoyed casting it. Thanks
yeah,
for having us again, Az.
absolutely. Also, Bill, if you're going to keep playing like that, we're going to have words. Now that the spike feeders are playing CC, we
Yeah.
want
We,
in.
we, we, we gotta. We're throwing down the gauntlet.
Yeah,
After you win the league that means nothing, kick a
yeah.
few enigmas to the curb, maybe.
You might make your way through the Elite Four, but we're the
Yeah.
final boss. Right. Uh, I hope you liked the video. If you enjoyed our casting, if you have any feedback at all, please throw something down in the comments. As thank you again for having us. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Go Again Gaming, and we'll see you in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.